Now let's see this. This is a beautiful question. This is GATE 1996 question. And this is also very easy. Once you understand this question, this becomes very easy. What is your base set? Can you tell me? You are defining a relation on what base set? What is the base set? Okay, you are defining relation on F. And what is F? F is collection of, so F, what is F? F is collection of all functions from 1 to 3 through 1 through 3. Okay, on this F you are defining, so you are defining, this is your base set. Your base set is this, means you are defining a relation, you are defining this relation on F. On F you are defining this relation. Okay, so base set is not 1 to 3, base set is F. You can see that F comma G comma F belong to define a relation such that they are related if and only if they have the same value, they have the same mapping on 3. They have the same mapping on 3. So okay, let me tell you what this question is saying. The question is saying that, first of all, what is F? What is F? F is basically set of functions. Okay, from 1 to 3 to 1 to 3. From 1 to 3 to 1 to 3. Okay, is this clear? So this capital F is a function from 1 to 3 to 1 to 3. On this F, on this capital F, you are defining relation. This relation you are defining on set capital F. And what you are saying, okay, for example, you are saying that if this F comma G belonging to capital F, then you are saying that F is related to G if and only if they have the same mapping on 3. They have the same mapping on 3. Okay, they have the same mapping on 3, then they are related. If they have the same mapping on 3. So first of all, you understand this question very clearly. What is the cardinality of F? First you understand F only. Focus on base set F. So this F is your base set. Okay, please focus on the base set F. Capital F. So focus on this base set capital F. In this you have all the functions from 1 to 3 to 1 to 3. From this set 1 to 3 to set 1 to 3, all the functions you have. So how many functions? Tell me, what is the cardinality of capital F? In capital F, how many functions are there? Number of functions from 1 to 3 to 1 to 3, that will be 3 power 3. That will be 27. So remember, in this function F, there are F1, there are F2, there are F3, and so on, F27. So there are 27 functions in your set F. Is this clear? First you understand the base set. Focus on the base set. What is the base set? Look at the question. The question is saying that F is a collection of all functions from here to here. Okay, this capital F is a function. It is a collection, it is a set of all functions from 1 to 3 to 1 to 3. Okay, so first you understand this capital F. In this capital F, you have all the functions F1, F2, F3, F27. So 27 functions are there. Okay, this 27 functions. So this F has, this is your base set. Now what you are saying, now look at each function. Okay, look at in this F, look at each function. Look at each function like F1, F2, F3 and so on. Look at each function F27. Look at each of them. What will happen? Look at each of them. That is a function from 1 to 3 to 1 to 3. Correct? Yes or no? That is a function from 1 to 3 to 1 to 3. This Fi, this is a function from 1 to 3 to 1 to 3. So there will be some mapping. There will be some kind of mapping. For example, maybe 1 can map to 2, 2 can map to 2, 3 can map to 1. Okay, so there can be some kind of mapping. So you can notice, very simple, that every function, every Fi is like this. For example, maybe this is F1. Maybe you can take that this is F1. F1 is like this. Okay, so like this, you can check. In this, you can notice, in this F1, what is the mapping of 3? In this F1, what is the mapping of 3? What is the mapping of 3? The mapping of 3 is 1. So 3 is mapping to 1. You can check. Okay, this 3, this is mapping to 1 in this function F1. This 3 is mapping to F, okay, this one. Similarly, you can take more. Like for example, you can take F2. Let's take F2. Maybe in F2 this is happening 1 to 3, and maybe in the F2 also maybe this is happening, like 3 is mapping to 1. Maybe 1 is also mapping to 1. maybe 1 is also mapping to 1, maybe 2 is mapping to 3. So this is your f2. In this f2 you can notice that 3 is mapping to 1. So now the question is saying that, okay, now what the question is saying, now the question is saying that you are defining a relation. You are defining a relation on capital F. Remember, the capital F is like this, f1, f2, and so on, f27. So now you are defining a relation on this capital F, and you are saying that some fi is related to fj if and only if they have the same mapping on 3. Are you getting my point? They have the same mapping on 3. If they have the same mapping on 3, same mapping on 3, same mapping on for 3, same mapping for 3. This is what the question is saying. So now you tell me, in the previous example, can I say f1 comma f2 are they related to each other? Can I say f1 comma f2 are related? In f1 3 is mapping to 1, in f2 3 is mapping to 1. Can I say they are related? Can I say f1 f2 are related? Yes. You can notice f1 is related to f2. You can notice f2 is related to f1 because they have the same mapping. Because f1 comma f2 map 3 to the same element, have same mapping for 3. Have same mapping for 3. Clear? Is this clear? Please tell me. Let me know. Did you understand the question? I am trying to make you understand the question. First you understand the question, then you can solve it. Yes or no? First you understand the question, what the question is saying, then you can solve it. For example, consider this f3. In this f3, let's assume this 3 is mapping to 2. Okay, 3 is mapping to 2, 1 is mapping to 1, and maybe 2 is mapping to 3. Now you can see that in this f3, the 3 is mapping to 2. So definitely what I can say? I can say that f1 is not related to f3. Okay, because they have different mapping for 3. Yes or no? You can notice because you can notice f1 comma f3 have different mapping for 3. Understood? Can I say you understood the question, what the question is asking? Can I say? Did you understand the question, what the question is asking? So you have many functions, total 27 functions you have. Now what you are doing? Now you are defining a relation. This relation you are defining on this capital F, and you are saying that two elements, like for example fi is related to fj if and only if they have the same mapping on 3. Okay, if and only if fi on 3 is the same mapping as fj on 3. They have the same mapping on 3. So is this reflexive, symmetric, transitive? First of all, you tell me, is this reflexive? The relation, is this reflexive? Yes, this will be reflexive because every function fi will be related to fi. Okay, fi definitely will be related to fi because they will have the same mapping. Fi mapping on 3, that will be same as fi mapping on 3. So definitely they will. This is reflexive. This is symmetric also. Why this is symmetric? Because if they have the same mapping, then you can notice if fi have the same mapping as fj on 3, then yes, no problem. So you can easily see that fi. Okay, so this is symmetric also. You can see this is symmetric. Why this is symmetric? Because if fi fj have the same mapping on 3, then fj fi have the same mapping on 3, right? Correct. So you can see that if fi related to fj, then fj will be related to fi, because here it means that you have the same mapping. Okay, it means that you have the same mapping. You have same mapping on 3. fi3 is equal to fj3. So that automatically means that fj3 is equal to fi3. Okay, so definitely this is symmetric. What about transitive? What can you say about transitive? This is transitive also. This is transitive also because, for example, if you have f1, f2, f3, if they have the same mapping on 3, for example, if f1 related to f2 and let's assume f2 related to f3, then you can easily see that they all have same mapping on 3, right? Yes or no? They all have same mapping on 3. they all have same mapping for 3. So this is transitive also. The relation is transitive also. So this relation is, finally I can say that this relation, this is equivalence relation. Understood the question? Can I say? Can I say you understood the question carefully? Like, is this crystal clear? What the question is asking, what the question is talking about, is this crystal clear? Tell me, is this clear what the question is talking about? What is the base set? On which set you are defining the relation? You are defining the relation on capital F. Now the question is asking what is the number of equivalence classes? So this is a equivalence relation we found. We have found that this is a equivalence relation. So this is done, that this is the equivalence relation. Now how many equivalence classes are there? What will be the equivalence classes? So you can check that equivalence classes of this relation. So you can easily see what is the equivalence class of any function. For example, you can notice that all who are mapping, see 1 2 3 is mapping to 1 2 3. If you look at each fi, then what is happening? Look at each fi. Each fi is mapping 1 2 3 to 1 2 3. Correct? 1 2 3 you are mapping to 1 2 3. This is the mapping. This is each fi is like this. Now you can notice that easily you can see that all those people who are mapping 3 to the same element, they will be in the same class. Correct? Okay. So you can easily see that fi is related to fj if and only if fi fj map 3 to the same element. 3 to have same mapping for 3. Have same mapping for 3. Okay, correct? I can say if and only if they have same mapping for 3. Same mapping for 3. We want same mapping for 3. Now what are the possible mappings for 3? The possible mappings are this. This is a possible mapping. So this is one group. This is a possible mapping. This is a possible mapping. This is a possible mapping. These are the possible mappings. Correct? I can say these are the possible mappings for 3. These are the possible mappings for 3. So for element 3, these are the possible mappings. So that is the reason I can say that 3 groups will be created. 3 groups will be created depending on what is the mapping. Depending on what is the mapping, depending on that, 3 groups will be created. So there will be 3 equivalence classes. We will have total 3 equivalence classes. This is your set F. In this set F, there will be 3 equivalence classes. In one, you will have those functions which will map 3 to 1. In another, you will have those functions which will map 3 to 2. In another, you will have those functions which will map 3 to 3. So there will be 3 categories. Yes or no? Is this clear? So you can notice there will be 3 equivalence classes. This is equivalence class, I can say this is equivalence class 1. This is equivalence class 1. This is equivalence class 2. This is equivalence class 3. So there will be 3 equivalence classes. In one equivalence class, you will have all those functions who map 3 to 1. Okay? In this, you will have all the functions who map 3 to 2. In this, you will have all the functions who map 3 to 3. So there will be 3 equivalence classes. In each equivalence class, how many elements? Now you tell me in each equivalence class, how many elements? How many elements here? So number of elements. How many functions will map 3 to 3? Okay, how many functions will map 3 to 3? See, look at this. How many functions are going to map 3 to 3? Like 1 to 3? 1 to 3? How many functions will map 3 to 3? So this type of functions, what is the number of functions? What is the number of h? So number of function h. This type of functions I want. So that will be very simple. This is fixed. This is fixed. 3 will map to 3. But you can notice this has 2 choices. Sorry, this has 3 choices. This can map to anyone. And this has 3 choices. So this 1 can map to anyone. This has 3 choices. This 2 has 3 choices. Okay, so that is the reason the answer will be 3 into 3, that is 9. The same will happen when 3 is mapping to 2. The same will happen when 3 is mapping to 2. Okay, how many this type of functions you have? How many this type of functions you have? So again you can notice that again we have three choices. Okay, so again it will be 9. And similar thing will happen if you take, if 3 is mapping to 1. Let's assume 3 is mapping to 1. Then this type of functions, how many this type of functions you have? The answer again is 9. So in each category you will have 9 function. So there will be 9 functions here, there will be 9 functions here, and there will be 9 functions here. So each equivalence class has 9 function, and this is your answer. So find the number of elements in each equivalence class, that will be 9, and number of equivalence classes will be 3 equivalence classes. Did you understand each and every part of this question? Please tell me. Did you understand each and every part? Each and every part, did you understand? So did you understand what the question is asking? Everything. Now let me ask you a beautiful question. One more question let me ask you. Variation from my side. So let's see, it's time for variation. It's time for variation. So let's see one variation. You tell me what is the cardinality of this relation. Okay, tell me what is the cardinality of this relation. The cardinality. The cardinality of this relation. What is the cardinality of this relation? What is the cardinality of this relation? Tell me. So I am asking what is the cardinality of this relation? This is what I am asking. So what will be the answer? See, you have 3 equivalence classes, right? Correct? So you can notice this is an equivalence relation. This is an equivalence relation. You know this is an equivalence relation. So what it will do? So this will, what it will do? Tell me. So this will partition. This will partition base set capital F into equivalence classes. Into equivalence classes. Okay. So there are equivalence classes we got. So this is your base set. And for this base set, we got equivalence classes. We got equivalence classes. In one equivalence class, we have those functions which map. So here in one equivalence, so there 3 equivalence classes we got. Equivalence class 1, let's call it A. Okay, let's call it A. Equivalence class 2, let's call it B. Equivalence class 3, let's call it C. So you have 3 equivalence classes. Here you have 9 elements, here you have 9 elements, here you have 9 elements. Okay. So now you tell me what is the cardinality. You can notice everyone here is related to everyone here, correct? Do you agree? Everyone here related to everyone here. Everyone related to everyone here. So I can say this relation, if you look at this relation. This relation is basically A cross A union B cross B union C cross C. Agree or not? Correct or not? Are you getting my point? See, because every element here is related to every element here. Every element here related to every element here. Every element here related to every element here. Every element here related to every element here. Okay. So you can easily see that. That is the reason I can say that this relation is basically A cross A. Every element in this equivalence class will be related to every element in this equivalence class. Every element in this equivalence class will be related to every element in this equivalence class. Every element in this equivalence class will be related to every element in this equivalence class. So this equivalence relation will be A cross A union B cross B union C cross C. So the cardinality of this equivalence relation will be everyone here related to everyone here. So that will be 9 into 9 plus everyone here will be related to everyone here. That will be 9 into 9 plus everyone in this equivalence class will be related to everyone in this equivalence class. That will be 9 into 9. The answer will be what? 81 plus 81 plus 81. Okay, so that will be 3 multiplied by 81. So the answer will be 243. Okay, the answer is going to be what? So you can say, okay, this is the answer. Is this clear? 9 into 9 plus 9 into 9 plus 9 into 9. This is your answer for this question. So the cardinality, remember the cardinality of this relation will be 243. So this is a variation from my side. I hope you understood.